Breaking news on your Fast Track to 7. A crash in North Fargo early this morning, injuring a man, also sending him to jail. It happened just after 2 a.m. at the corner of Broadway and 17th Avenue North.
Police say 22-year-old Nathan Eidenschink of Fargo was driving north on Broadway when he hit an unoccupied parked vehicle and then rolled. He suffered minor injuries and was then arrested for DUI.
New this morning on your Fast Track to 7, police asking for help finding a missing Fargo woman. 28-year-old Donna Bell was last seen early Tuesday morning around midnight in Fargo.
She is about 5'7", 197 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. Anyone with information should contact Fargo police. You can even text a tip with the keyword Fargo PD to the number 847-411. New information this morning on the deaths of 2 Amish children last month in southeastern Minnesota. Fillmore County officials now say they doubt the story of a woman who claims that she was driving the SUV that hit the Amish buggy. They actually think she's covering up for her identical twin sister. Police say the car hit that horse-drawn buggy from behind and killed 2 sisters, ages 7 and 13, and injured 2 other siblings that were also seriously hurt.
Court documents now say the suspect's employer told police that the woman had sent messages through an employee messaging system saying she was high on meth at that time of the crash. Documents also say surveillance video shows the sisters swapping clothing, apparently trying to throw investigators off. So far, no charges have been filed. It's life without parole for the man who killed Wade Goodall in Minot last year. 35-year-old Matthew Anderson apologized to the victim's family just before being sentenced yesterday, saying it was an accident, but the judge was not buying it, calling the shooting chilling and cold-blooded. The victim's wife will be sentenced next month for being an accomplice to murder.
New this morning, the Becker County Sheriff's Office wants your help in catching up with the people who stole a motorhome from someone's driveway near the Mahnomen-Becker County line this week. That's a picture of it. It's burgundy, gray, and white. It's a 2016 Ford Econoline Sunseeker. Police say it was taken sometime late Wednesday night or early yesterday morning. Now you need to contact the Becker County Sheriff's Office with any information. New this morning on the war in Israel, the United Nations calling for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire to break the bottleneck at the Rafah crossing and enable desperately needed aid to reach Palestinians trapped in Gaza. The call for a break in the fighting comes a day after President Joe Biden got Israelis to agree to allow limited aid into the Palestinian territory.
The UN Secretary General says people there have gone nearly 2 weeks without any shipments of fuel, food, water, medicine, or any other essentials. Aid trucks are currently lined up at the border crossing while Egyptian work crews rush to repair those roads that were damaged by Israeli missile attacks launched in retaliation for the brutal Hamas terrorist attacks on October 7th.
It is 6:54. We are starting out with a fairly quiet morning out there in the metro anyway. To see what we have as we head through our Friday and weekend, let's go to meteorologist Lisa Green. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, we've got some good news for you for the weekend plans. We've got dry weather, and today going to be gorgeous. We've got a gorgeous sunrise to start off here. A few clouds in our view, but at least in Fargo, we don't have any fog. Now, there are some places dealing with that, and that's more into Minnesota. So as we take a look at our visibility reports, doing okay in northeastern North Dakota, but over to the east into northwest Minnesota, we've got a half-mile visibility in Baudette. We're looking at about 2 miles in Bemidji. Farther south, Detroit Lakes has been struggling quite a bit this morning. We're at a 1/4 mile visibility in Grand Forks. Wadena's less than a mile. We were at 0 earlier on, so a little bit of improvement there, but still foggy. And Wahpeton, 2.5 miles visibility with Fargo just fine at the airport. We just saw on our Skycam in South Fargo that we're looking good. Now, looking at your radar and satellite map, we had a few showers up around the Lake of the Woods area this morning. Those have moved on, but we may see more move in. There's going to be a clipper that pushes its way through the valley later today and tonight. That's going to kick up some wind, and it may stir up just a little bit of rain in that area. The rest of us get to enjoy dry weather and quiet conditions, at least until we see that wind increase later on today. So looking at our weather right now, we have some temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Fargo's at 43, Grand Forks 39. Thief River Falls might have a little mist out there with that fog going on this morning. And Detroit Lakes, of course, reporting that fog as well at 37 degrees. So some of us into the 30s. You'll want your jacket here to start off the day. And temperatures are going to be on the, cooler side here this morning to start, but we'll eventually see conditions start to improve. So looking at, again, foggy weather to kick off our morning. Heading into the weekend, we'll see temperatures cooling back. So today's high right around 70 degrees in Fargo, and then this weekend some 50s and 60s. Not bad at all before changes on the way for next week.
Okay, yeah, we'll check it again today. It looks pretty nice with the 70. Thank you, Lisa. 6:56 right now. Congressman Jim Jordan expected to make his third effort to win the House Speaker gavel today after failing to get enough votes the first two times. Kevin McCarthy was voted out of the job just earlier this month, and Steve Scalise then withdrew from consideration, also for failing to get enough votes. The state of Minnesota looking at another budget surplus, this one expected to rise to $2.4 billion.
Yeah, you heard that right. The State Office of Management and Budget says general fund spending was $81 million lower than original estimates, and revenue collections were, listen to this, $739 million higher. Cass County getting ready for its Smart Sign Driver Behavior Program. It's beginning next week. This is an advanced infrared sensor alerting drivers to speeding, distracted driving, and even unbelted drivers in real time.
The system does not collect identifiable vehicle information. The project aims to help ID high-risk locations so the county can implement countermeasures to improve the safety and efficiency of the county roads. In our consumer alert this morning, drugstore chain CVS is pulling some of its most popular cold and cough medicines from the shelves. The company says it will stop selling certain pills, syrups, and liquids that contain the oral decongestant phenylephrine as the only active ingredient.
Now, this comes just a month after an FDA panel determined over-the-counter cold and allergy medications with that ingredient specifically are not effective. And get ready to fork out even more cash for your popular streaming service, Netflix, bumping up their premium ad-free plans by $3 per month up to $22.99. The One Stream Basic plan will see an increase up to $11.99. All other plans, including the entry-level $6.99 a month ad-supported tier, will keep that same monthly rate, though.
Netflix reported a 9% year-over-year increase in average paid memberships, adding 8.8 million subscribers last quarter. The company attributes some of that growth to its password-sharing crackdown. Happening today, the Salvation Army is continuing its Coats for Kids distribution at Hope Lutheran Church in Fargo. Hundreds of coats were available, and not just for the young kids. They're also available for teens and adults.
Items came entirely from donation bins. They were set up around area Hornbacher stores, and they'll be back out today from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pre-registration is required, though. We do have those applications available online. Just head on over to the VNL News app or our website and click on this story. This year's Governor Deer opener will take place in Lanesboro in southeastern Minnesota next week. Governor Tim Walz will be out at the Eagle Bluff Environmental Learning Center November 3rd and 4th.
The event will feature a listening session with the DNR commissioner, plus a deer processing demo and venison sampling. Nearly 500,000 people hunt deer each year in Minnesota, and that season opens up on November 4th. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on.
Thank you so much for waking up and joining us here on the Valley Today. My name is Ashlyn Hill.
And I'm Jordan Schreier. Get outside today, enjoy our nice weather, and have a great weekend.